So my original plan with this video was I was gonna go through the entire Sugar Ray discography to talk about it, chart their, I guess, growth, if you want to call it that. It ended up me talking about them for like hours, and no one wants to hear me talk for hours. I don't even want to hear me talk for hours, especially not about Sugar Ray. I was editing down to something more manageable. In the midst of it, while I was doing the section on their third album, my computer crashed and I lost a lot of work that I spent. And I took it as a sign from God that, dear Lord, you should not be talking about Sugar Ray so much. You are wasting too much time, too much effort. Unfortunately, since I did waste a lot of time and effort in it, I felt I shouldn't let the parts that I did edit go to complete waste. So I present to you the first tiny section. New intro! Hi, it's Velvet Owl with the latest in my new series. Actually, the first in my new series, Critical Reevaluation. Or maybe Critical De-Evaluation. I haven't decided which is a funnier title yet. I don't know. But for this series, I am going to look at some of the much maligned bands of the past and deciding, were we too harsh on them? Or were we not harsh enough? This probably will also be the last in this series because this is going to require like editing and a lot of work that I don't feel like doing. Plus, this might get me hit with all sorts of YouTube copyright strikes, and those are fucking annoying because then it requires me to go back and edit even more. Although I don't actually have to wear pants for this either because I am being shot from the waist up. So, what band are we critically reevaluating or de-evaluating? It is Sugar Ray, that group of scrappy little frat boys who probably don't get enough credit for inventing Abercrombie-And-Fitch-Core. Do you remember Walden Books? Kids, if you don't know Walden Books, it's kind of like Barnes & Noble, but they existed purely within malls. I miss that bookstore. I liked them. But I remember they used to have Abercrombie and Fitch catalogs, but they were hidden behind porn mags. These kids under 18 may see the titties of Playboy and Penthouse, but we don't want them being truly corrupted with Abercrombie and Fitch. Guys in Sugar Ray just fucking look like poster boys for Abercrombie and Fitch, right? So I'm going to go back and see what it's like. Going back to the beginning with their debut album, Hot Naked Girl. Which, I will admit, I did own this album. Primarily because there was a hot naked chick on the cover. And plus, I had heard the song Mean Machine on an episode of Beavis and Butthead, and I was like, that's kind of catchy song. I will check it out. I will use my Columbia House free CD for the month on that. Which I probably could have used it for something better. But I did own this album. And so I will revisit this album. Starting off with the single I mentioned. Before I go on, one thing to note, this album was produced by Mick G, who has directed films like Charlie's Angel and the other Charlie's Angels and I don't know, some other movies. One of the Terminators that I'm sure you didn't see because I didn't see it. So I'm pretty sure if I did not see a Terminator movie, you did not see it either. But anyhow, he produced this album. And as far as I can tell, it's the only album he produced. How did that happen? Like, he was like a friend of the band's. He's like, yo, Mick G, we're making an album. Like an actual album. It's going to be released on Atlantic Records. And no producer that we can find wants to produce our shitty little band. Will you be willing to do it? And Mick G's like, sure. And after the experience of producing, he never produced another album. He's like, fuck this. I'm going to go to the movies. This was also executive produced by DJ Lethal. of House of Pain fame and Limp Bizkit infamy. I don't even know what the fuck that means for an album that he's an executive producer. Because generally that's just like a bullshit title in movies and TV shows. Like, we, instead of giving you a raise, we're going to give you the executive producer title. How did he get an executive producer title? Like, I am not producing the album, but I want my name on it, and I want money. Money well spent. So on to the first single, Mean Machine. Actually, I believe the only single. Mean Machine, and I will put on my headphones. But this is purely performative because I am not actually using the headphones to listen to this. Actually, this makes it harder to hear, so that's actually probably going to be a better idea to listen with them on, but not actually the music going through the headphones. So let me check out Mean Machine. Oh, you see that? Hopefully I didn't get copyright striked and could actually show you clips from the video. But then he's playing the drums and it's Milk. Woo! That is cool.
The only good thing that's creeping in the city. He almost had 50, but this one's mine. Japanese.
You know, I want to make fun of the guitar player's hair, but really I have no place to talk because, yeah, check out my, like, high school senior photo. Why? Why did no one stop us? Why were they like, you want this stupid haircut? Oh, you want these stupid hairstyles? You can go ahead and do it. Where were our parents to tell us, no, you're gonna regret this in 20 years, so do not do it? You know, me and Sugar Ray's guitar player, our parents let us down.
Mean Machine! Mean Machine!
My daddy said, son, come and drive and drink it.
Mean Machine! Mean Machine!
Drinks good, tires bad.
Learn it!
Can you turn Mark up louder?
But you kind of have to give it to them as you watch this, and they absolutely do not give a shit. I kind of dig that, actually. They're like, yeah, we know this is a shitty song, whatever. We can't believe someone's actually paying us to do this. So there is sort of beauty with that. They absolutely do not give a shit. They don't care. And that's kind of actually infectious. Ah, yes, the synchronized dancing, which if you saw the Beavis and Butt episode, or just Beavis, loved the synchronized dancing. And I agree. I like synchronized dancing from bands, especially when they're kind of shitty dances. It's all about showmanship, you know? David Lee Roth, he wanted synchronized dancing, and the rest of Van Halen just didn't know how to dance. So, you know, watch the Hot for Teacher video. It is fucking hilarious, because David Lee Roth is trying to dance, and the rest of the band just can't dance. So, that's one thing Sugar Ray has on Van Halen, is that they actually could do their synchronized dancing.
I think he ain't cool, it's all I need. So don't you dare mess with my Mean Machine.
Yeah, so if all you know of Sugar Ray is the hits, you'd probably be like, what the fuck was that? I actually do like this song. It is just gloriously stupid. The band knows it's gloriously stupid, and they're just all like in on it, and they're like, we're just gonna go full throttle. This is a stupid song. We're gonna have fun. And that I actually kind of dig. I will say one thing. I actually did see Sugar Ray performing live. It's one of the shames of my life. But it was a free concert, so I did not have to pay for it. So there's that, you know. I only had to give up part of my soul, because this was like after they became big and, you know, had all the cheesy hits. But I do remember it actually was kind of a fun show, because the band, they are fun. They do not take themselves seriously. They know that they're kind of a crappy band, and they just have fun with it. And there's kind of actually like a little infectious joy when a band knows that they're stupid and isn't gonna try to be anything but stupid. I remember a friend of mine, like, after Sugar Ray became like super huge. He told me that he saw an interview with Mark McGrath, the singer, and he had said, like, yeah, I wouldn't listen to Sugar Ray. And that's refreshing honesty. I can appreciate the fact that he's like, yeah, our band sucks, but I'm doing it for the money. I didn't realize they have actual other videos for this album. I thought, Mean Machine came out and it flopped, and Atlantic Records was like, yeah, we don't know if we want to give you money to make another video. This is a video for 10 Seconds Down. I didn't realize there's a video for that. I kind of remember liking this song too, because it was used in the Escape from LA soundtrack. People, I think, are kind of split on that movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, it's not as good as Escape from New York, but what film is? But it was fun. And fucking Kurt Russell, Anything he's in where he's being like super manly, of course, that's a great film right there. I will try to see if I can splice this clip in without getting hit with a copyright strike. Kurt Russell playing basketball against himself.
Nice shot. He's getting tired now.
Watch Escape from LA. It's a fun film. So this song was used in the soundtrack, and apparently they also made a video for it. So this is my first time seeing this video. So let's check it out. Well, the guitar player kept that hairstyle but dyed it blonde, because he was kind of like, how can I make this hair worse? I will dye it blonde. And congratulations, you did make it worse.
I'm not the one to stay up all night, but I am the one to turn out the light. And I'm not the one to make it all come true, but I am the one who's good at two.
This video is kind of like, they had this idea like, what if we play in a meat locker and there's slabs of meat hanging up, and they're like, okay, what else do you have an idea for this video? We don't know. We stopped at that idea. And the director's like, whatever.
Just don't care and you still wanna try it. And try it. 10 seconds down. Remote and control.
Look, they got the DJ already. I didn't realize they got the DJ. I thought like it randomly he showed up for the second album. But he is here. I never really understood why they had a DJ, because, Abercrombie-And-Fitch-Core. Those cheesy pop songs. Why do you need a DJ for that? And even though, like, it seems like this album, they're kind of more trying to be, like, nu metal, still, the nu metal bands that had the DJ were the bands that kind of were still trying to be, like, somewhat hip-hop influenced, like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and other bands that, did rapping. I remember an interview with Fred Durst, and he talked about how if he wanted to, he could make a purely hip hop album, but that wasn't what was selling at the time. I appreciate the honesty from Fred Durst. He did Limp Bizkit because he wanted the money, but fuck him. I have a little more appreciation for Mark McGrath because he's not Fred Durst. The DJ seriously looks out of place hanging out with these guys. He's kind of like, what am I doing hanging out with these honkies? I'll tell you why you're hanging out with them. It's true. Look at it. I mean, I don't want to be racist, but Sugar Ray looked like a band that don't have black friends. I don't know. Is that racist to say? Look at them. How did they meet a black kid at school? It didn't happen. DJ guy was like hanging out with all the rap kids, and Sugar Ray's like, dude, we would be so cool if we had a black guy in our band. And that's what happened. I don't know if that's really what happened, but that's my version of the Sugar Ray story. Yeah, so another song where they are just ridiculously stupid. I dig this one too. What the hell? I was expecting to go into this like just fucking hating Sugar Ray and be like, wow, this is like the shittiest band of all time. And in fairness, we haven't hit them selling out yet. Once we hit like the hit singles, yeah, they become the shittiest band of all time. But this first album is kind of fun so far. They're stupid, but they know it. And like I said, there is something gloriously beautiful about that. Okay, we got another video. The song is on this album, but technically this video came before they even got signed. Apparently this is what got them signed, because good old Mick G made a video for them. And that's kind of how it just all spiraled into, hey, your video helped us get signed, so will you produce our record? Because we can't get any producer willing to produce our record. Let's see, Caboose. Well, it looks like, because if this video came first, it seems like they reused some of it for the Mean Machine video. Or maybe they reshot it, like it was a partial remake. I'm not gonna go and compare side to side to see if they just reused the footage or if they reshot the footage. They're environmentally conscious, reusing footage. Oh. At the end of it, there's a myspace.com/Sugar Ray. Wow, this is old. As far as like this video being uploaded, MySpace didn't exist when the actual album came out. Man, MySpace was like awesome, and then Facebook crushed it. And I still have a soft spot in my heart for MySpace. Another like just dumb metal like song, but I don't know. It's this one. I don't know if it's just like the song specifically, or now that I've listened to 3 Sugar Ray songs in a row, now it's kind of like leaning towards Kid Rock territory of like, he kind of knows he's stupid, but now it's just kind of shitty type of stupid. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I think maybe there is a limit of how many Sugar Ray songs you should listen to. And while there is that limit, I will soldier on. Oh, hey, on the Japanese version, there's a bonus track where they cover Black Flag's White Minority. Do I dare? Do I dare? Yes, I dare. Let's pull this up on the YouTube machine. If I can spell minority right. That was worse than I was expecting. Not so much worse, just boring. And that is, to me, that is the biggest sin a musician can make, is to be boring. Like, if it's awful, and you're just fucking, like, rolling with it, and are super god-awful, like the first 2 songs I checked out were, and that's actually kind of cool. When you're just boring and doing, like, paint by numbers, and not being very good at being paint by numbers. Let's move on to the next album. So their second album, released somewhere in the late 1900s, Pinball Machine, featuring the hit that you know and don't love, Fly. Reading up on the Wikipedia machine, it's the first album where they officially have a DJ. Why, I don't know. But at least, like, exploring the first album, it kind of makes a little bit more sense because they kind of were leaning into that nu metal stuff before they continued on. And actually, I guess it was kind of nice of them to continue having that DJ after they moved on from being shitty nu metal and becoming shitty pop metal. Not even pop metal, just shitty pop music in general. But giving some credence to my friends talking about like the interview where Mark McGrath said he doesn't listen to his own music on the Wikipedia machine, so you know it's got to be true. Mark McGrath did not actually want to do this song. The band wrote the music and he was kind of like, what the fuck is this? Let's stick to like the heavy, like stupid, dumb metal shit we're doing. And the rest of the band are like, no, you gotta trust us. This is gonna be awesome. I will tell you, no bones about it, this was a very fucking conspicuous isn't the word I'm looking for. This had to have been a deliberate attempt at selling out because there are two versions of Fly on the album. There is the reggae tinged version with, what's the guy? Supercat. I was going to say Superfly. That was released for MTV to be like, hey, we're kind of at that part of we're merging like rock with that kind of like a little, well, I guess not really hip hop, but I guess a little bit hip hop, but this is more like reggae dance hall that, because you know, you got to keep the cred, right? But then they had the other version that didn't feature Supercat and was just pure straight ahead white boy music. And that was the version released for alternative rock radio. Because they couldn't play anything that was a little too hip hoppy. I mean, they probably could. I mean, they fucking played Limp Bizkit. I don't know why they thought like, well, we gotta have the super white version so that the white boy rock stations will play us. So yeah, it was absolutely 100% like calculated to sell out.
This is Mr. Cat and Sugar Ray riding through.
You know, I could be wrong, but I think that opening riff was also used in that song. How bizarre, how bizarre. Might be. I'm not going to bother checking to listen to that song. So I'm just going to pretend that, yeah, I'm right.
Spread your love and fly. All around the world, statues crumble for me.
I don't know if it's just kind of because I just read that Mark McGrath did not want to do this song. I'm looking at it, I can kind of tell. He seems to not be like super happy about doing this song. He kind of seems like bored and kind of like, I don't want to do this. Like, he seemed to really be like enjoying and having fun on the videos for the first album. And this is kind of like, yeah. They're still trying to be like silly and goofy, but I think Mark McGrath isn't feeling it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think he hates the song just as much as the rest of us.
Yeah, you hear that? I just wanna fly. High. Arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just wanna fly. I come burning out the sky up so high. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just wanna fly.
Whoa, he's dancing upon the ceiling and bouncing off the walls and all that shit. Obviously, the trick is like the house is kind of like the furniture is like bolted down and the house itself moves and Sugar Ray guy moves with the house so that when they play it and you just see the house staying stationary, it looks like he's jumping around the walls.
Spread your wing and fly, oh me, oh my, spread your wing and fly, baby love for life, spread your wing and fly, oh me, oh my, spread your wing and fly, big right.
I don't know. I think the pain is real. Not just for us listening to it, but for Mark McGrath. I can sense that, you know, it pains him having to do this music. And I would feel bad for him, but Fucking Frosted Tips. No sympathy for me. It's long and complicated on why I hate people with frosted tips. I'm sure you feel the same way. So, the next song off this album we're gonna listen to, this next song is called RPM! Not REM. Actually, that was kind of cool at the beginning with like the guitar and the DJ kind of trying to make like car sounds. That was kind of cool. And they're kind of leaning more back into like the dumb metal. I'm not under recommended videos. Why you should peg your boyfriend or husband. That's the YouTube algorithm. You're watching Sugar Ray, you might also be interested in pegging. I agree. Mark McGrath looks, I don't know. He still looks kind of miserable, because I think he's still upset about having to do Fly. Even though this song is more in his wheelbarrow, he's like, yeah, I should be rocking out. But my heart isn't fully into it.
It's all me. You're beautiful. It's me. I will let you. I will let you down. I will let you. I will let you
Seriously though, that like guitar DJ dueling car sounds is actually pretty cool. You might disagree with me and think like, what the fuck? That is like just so super terrible and cheesy. And I agree. Why am I still... Do you love that I'm still wearing the headphones that I'm not actually using? Makes you think, it makes you feel like, wow, he actually really is listening to music and rocking out to it. And I'm sorry to break the illusion. They're just for show. I like it. I like the dueling car sounds. Doesn't matter if you don't. This is my video. You want to make your own video about how Sugar Ray dueling car sound thing is awful? You go ahead and make your own video. That's kind of more along the lines of the first album of just being like really dumb, like goofy metal. I don't hate it. What is the final verdict on Sugar Ray? Their music still sucks, but the early stuff at least sucked in a fun way. And I do give them credit for keeping the DJ in the band long after they needed a DJ. They never needed the DJ in the first place. I don't know if he added anything to Sugar Ray whatsoever, but they were kind enough to kind of leave him there like, okay, dude, you get songwriting credits, so you're getting some royalties for Every Morning. After they did Every Morning, everything basically was Every Morning. Oh, they really got a lot of mileage out of that song. But the early stuff is at least fun. If you're ever forced to listen to Sugar Ray, like someone puts a gun to your head and says, you have to listen to some Sugar Ray, but we're going to be kind enough to let you choose which Sugar Ray album you're going to listen to, go with the first one. It's bad, but it's fun bad. Peace out. That is like the worst call off ever.